Some people who know me might be wondering why I don't sound too upset that, oh, Sentai is ending. Taking a break, but we're not gonna let them know, the doomers know that. Let's just get down to download between you and me, audience. Why I'm not too upset? Well, quite frankly, I have been expecting this for a good long while now. I mean, let's ignore my own problems with these Sentai Megazords. Even though I love collecting them, and I love having them in my little set, and I love playing with them, I do have my problems. But I've noticed a few things that kind of irked me and scared me about Sentai versus Riders in Ultra, especially as of late. Of course, I brought this up once, but everybody was trying to be dismissive about it, even going so far as to say Shin Kamen Rider was bad. And, nobody liked Shin Ultraman, and. Well, who's right now, fuckers? Let's see. Kamen Rider. Shin Kamen Rider. Chojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. When Kamen Rider showed up in Super Robot Wars Y, we had... Oh my gosh, you're totally an awesome writer! Oh my god, it's a true hero! Ultraman. We now can buy all the Ultra series here in the States. And Kamen Rider. The Showa Riders have been coming to Blu-ray almost on a yearly basis. I now have V3 on through Amazon. And I also got Amazon through Amazon, but that's besides the point. I have all of these now. Sentai stopped coming out on DVD in the States through Shout Factory a couple of years ago with Deca Ranger. We barely got any of the Showa Rangers before Pre-Due. And how Hasbro disconnected everything. Have you seen how anime treats Rangers? There more anime when Rangers show up where they're making fun of them, riffing on them, or calling them a joke. Even Sentai-based OAVs are basically low-grade parodies. Shoot, I've got an OAV called Shine Man that's just basically... Oh, Sentai be silly, isn't it? But Kamen Rider? Oh, Kamen Rider gets a reference. Ultraman gets the references of friggin' Urusei Yatsura! But not Sentai. But, oh, I'm sure this was all just a coincidence, am I right? Right. The total coincidence that it was just that Futopia was popular. Sure. And that is why Sentai is canceled right now for a bit. But I'm also not worried because, my god, Sentai's been on since Pal Fever J. I was wondering when we were going to take on a full-on multi-year break. And now we probably will. I mean, shoot, I did that for Godzilla back in 2005. It took about 10 years before we got to 2014 Monsterverse. And Shin. Ultraman took a break for a while. Kamen Rider did. Maybe now's the time to let Sentai take a break because you never know when you're going to miss something until it's gone. So, yeah. I'm not that upset. Just wondering when it was going to happen. But that doesn't mean we can't do things like go back, enjoy other Sentai series that you may have missed, or read fanfics. Like today's story, Kamen Rider Power Rangers Knights of War. It's apparently some fanfiction. I'm wondering how this is all going to tie in. And it's based off of Ryusota. Wonder how this is all going to work. Well, no time like the present. Let's get things started. Got the file set, ready, go! Oh, and this is by a noted watcher of the show. and he requested this. So, let's get started. Power Rangers Knights of War, Episode 1. The legend begins. Part 1. A lot of parts here, folks. 2,000 years ago, long before Star slowly bearded, the Tree of Harmony, or even Equestria, there was only darkness, suffering, and misery. The entire country, no, the entire world was shrouded in darkness and ruled by a ruthless monster. No creature was safe from this wrath. Ponies, hippogriffs, dragons, not even other creatures. They were all enslaved to do his will, and if there were any who refused, they would suffer an unfortunate fate. Many brave and strong warriors attempted to defeat him, but none prevailed. However, there was one group of legendary knights with powers and even greater fighting skills. They confronted the monster to end the nightmare once and for all. The battle was so great that the entire planet shook. But despite their best efforts, it wasn't just enough. But these knights were not going to give up without a fight, and with one last attack, they finally defeated him, at the cost of their own lives. However, the evil monster was not completely destroyed. Miraculously, there was one knight still alive, and with the last of his strength, separated the evil monster's spirit from his body, draining him of all his powers, and banishing him to a prison deep within the planet's core. The world was finally free, and the legendary knights were hailed as heroes. But the last surviving knight knew the evil would return one day. So, he swore on his honor that he would not go to the great beyond until the evil monster was vanquished once and for all. In return, the legendary knights relinquished their swords to pass them down to the next generation of heroes. The knight waited and waited and waited, knowing that if he and the new knights failed, not only would the world be doomed, but the entire universe would as well. 2,000 years later. Wow, this guy must watch the show. He knew I would do the joke anyway. Equestria had enjoyed its longest time of peace in years. The last major threat, Cozy Glow, was the president of Tartarus, and there hadn't been any major threats since. And Princess Twilight Sparkle was going to be crowned queen of the new ruler of Equestria in a few short months. All villains were gone, and Equestria was going to be at peace for a long time. Or so they thought. Now hold on a minute! Deep in the Badlands. You guys can't see this, but there's a picture of Badlands here. Complete with a little cave. It looks pretty. It looks nice. It looks cute. A hooded figure walked to a grave marker that was broken in half, covered in dust, and the name was unreadable. The only parts of the figure's faces that could be seen were eyes and mouth. He pulled down his right sleeve, revealing a black hand that was 3 times as big as a griffin's claw. The hand had 5 razor-sharp spikes for fingers. The spikes were a foot long at least. At last, after 10,000 years, my master will return, and the cluster will fall, said the hooded figure, who spoke with a German accent. No, with the eye of Ariespi, 7 unicorn horns, the staff of Arcanus, and my own dark magic. I will resurrect the father of monsters. Dark storm clouds covered the sky, and the ground shook as the 7 unicorns' horns focused and blasted their magic into the staff of Scanus. Then the staff blasted the grave marker, causing the bones of the creature to start to rise from the grave and glow in a black and gold aura surrounding the bones. No, I of Armaspi finds his spirit so he may live again, he said, screaming into the dark sky. But then, something strange happened. The ground started to crack open, and black fire came up through the cracks. What's happening? Then a huge geyser of powerful dark magic, capitalized so you know it's important, came out right below the bones. No, my master! He then tried to use the black hand to stop the geyser, but the geyser grabbed his hand and seemed to drain his magic. No, let go of me! The hooded figure said as he tried to pull his hand away. There was a massive explosion that sent him flying landing hard on some sharp rocks and knocking him out cold. When he woke up, his head was pounding, and he looked up to see a silhouette of a ghost standing before him. What? Who? Who are you? He asked. I'm your new master, the silhouette said in a chilling voice. Unknown location. You are there. And a pair of blue eyes shot open. So, he has finally returned, he said. He then looked at 6 swords. It is time. He raised his hand, and swords floated to him. Go choose the warriors. Go! And with that, the swords flew into the sky in a flash. And so, the war begins again. Oh, nice. We got you a song intro. Thank you, man. Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers. In a world running out of time, we must fight to survive against an ancient evil that must die. There's only one team that can send this evil back. A group of legendary knights. Go, go, Power Rangers! Don't you ever stop. Go, go, Power Rangers! He'll rise up to the top. Defenders forever. Knights of War all together. Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers, go! Tail Knight is a legendary one. Truth and justice they'll all stand for. When evil arises, sees that hope is lost. Always answer the call. Go, go, Power Rangers! Don't you ever stop. Go, go, Power Rangers! You'll rise up to the top. Defenders forever, Knights of War all together. Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Knights of War. And oh, you're going all out with the commercials and stuff. Nice. Blainfield train station. Choo choo. The Friendship Express stopped. Standing in front of the station was a teenage male, an airplane named Sandbar. He had pale light gray spring blue bud coat, light sea green eyes, a short tail and a fuzzy mane that was light cyan and a moderate opal, and his cutie mark was the 3 sea turtles. He was waiting for his friends. When the train door opened, there they were. A light blue griffin with a light yellow underbelly, amber claws, and a beak named Gallius. A young orange female dragon named Smolder. Her underbelly and tail were colored with a light golden. Her 2 small wings also colored purple light golden. She had 2 curved cream colored horns on her head, purple spikes on her head, and the end of her tail. A brown hairy yak named Yona, who wore a light green saddle on her back, 2 pink ribbons that held her braids together. A pink hippogriff named Silverstream, who wore a tiny piece of magic pearl around her neck that could change any creature to anything. And finally, a cute little blue changeling named Ocelus. Her body was a light bluish green, her eyes were dark blue, and had a red shell on her back which contained her wings, and then a light pink mane and tail. How many years have we done this? And notice to all fanfic writers or people who want to be writers in the future, you don't need to do this type of description for your characters. See, here's the problem when you do this description as a fanfic. When you do it here, we kind of know what these characters look like. We are fans of the show. Let me put it this way. If you're a fan of Rama one half, you know what Rama looks like. I don't need to go into the description of Rama stepped in. He wore a red uniform with blue jeans. He had a black ponytail, black hair, had black eyes. He was about 17 years old. I don't need to say that because I know what Rama looks like. Also, These pictures are ruining the flow. Hey guys, it's great to see you again. Are you ready for the new year? He asked his friends. Oh yeah, another studying pop test and pop quizzes, Gallus said, rolling his eyes. Oh, come on, Gallus. I'm sure it won't be too bad, Osla said, putting a hoof on his back. Easy for you to stay. You like to study, said Smolder. Yeah, you're like a Headmare Twilight, Gallus said, causing Osla to blush. Oh, come on, Gallus. You love to study after all. You got the second highest score in the final test of Magic History class. Silverstream teased. What? No, that's because the questions were mostly true or false. A lot of questions about Griffith Stone, Gallus said, slightly annoyed. Right! You all five all say at the same time before laughing. Well, we better get to the school so Gallus can become the school president's top new student, said Sandbar, causing an even bigger laugh for the group that Gallus himself joined in. Later, the young six were walking through Ponyville to the School of Friendship. So, you guys ready for the new year? Sandbar asked. As long as the Pegasus isn't here, Yuna is more than ready. Smolder nodded. Agreed. No chance for naysay. Oh, come on. Last year was so much fun. Mystery, action, fighting evil. I can't wait to see the woof! Silverstream, in her usual excitement, failed to see the pony in her path. Silverstream, you okay? Gallus asked. Silverstream rubbed her head. I think so, but what about him? The young six looked to see the pony that their friend had crashed into. It was a male Pegasus with dark green fur, black stripes on his legs, and neck and the top of his head. His front mane was straight and well combed, but his back was sticky like a porcupine. The color was green and black. His tail was straight and long, mostly black with some green in there. He also had a big black goatee and sidebars that covered most of his lower face. His carrying mark was a dark storm cloud with lightning. He wore a black hoodie, and on the ground was his Pandora hat, which had black and green diamond shapes. He then got out slowly dusted on himself. Where's my hat? Um, mister? The green Pegasus turned around to see Silverstream holding his head, looking very sad. Oh, thank you, the green Pegasus said. Sorry about that. Oh, don't worry about it. Besides, nothing like crashing into some point to wake you up in the morning, am I right? He said, chuckling. Anyway, I could use your help. Do you know where the school friendship is? The green Pegasus said. Actually, yes. We were just heading there ourselves, said Sandbar. Yeah, yeah. It's right next door to the President's Castle, Smolder complained. How did I miss that? The green Pegasus asked. I don't know. Maybe you need glasses? Gallus said. Help yourself. Get my eyes checked, said the green Pegasus. They then started to walk/fly to school. Yuna has questions. What does Green Pegasus name? And is Green Pegasus going to be teaching at the School of Friendship? Well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Latin Wing, and no, I stink at teaching. This got confused looks from the young six. Wait, if you're not teaching anything, then why are you going to the School of Friendship? Asked Osculus. Well, you just have to see when we get there, Lightning Wing said with a cocky smile. Osculus then looked confused. Okay. They arrived at the School of Friendship. It was a castle-like building, surrounded by water. There were three different paths to get to the school, one straight stone path to the door, two rock paths on the left of the side. The school had the colors purple, pink, blue, and dark full of waterfalls around the front door. You have seen this! It's amazing, said Lightning Wing. Yeah, it looks kind of decent. I mean, it looks like a school, yeah. Ocelot nodded. I know. There's no other school like that in all of Equestria. Time to start the new year, Gallus said. That's the spirit, Gallus, said Silverstream. Lightning Wing took a deep breath and knocked at the door, but that's when something strange caught his eye. What in the world? Out of nowhere, 6 beams of light came and were heading straight from them. What's this? Silverstream never finished her sentence because she and her friends disappeared in a flash. Okay, what just happened? And where are the students? It's a picture of Starlight. That's all we need to know. We know Starlight. We know who she is, Vic. The green Pegasus just stood there looking completely dumbfounded. Oh, You want a commercial break? Okay, I'll give you a commercial break. Right now. Cat's Eye is available on Blu-ray. Thank you. A dead and rotting swamp. The swamp was lifeless. No animals, no ponies, no sound, nothing. Then a black part opened, and the hooded figure came out. Here it is, my master, the hooded figure said, sounding completely terrified while holding his claw-like hand. In front of him was a cavernous street with the shape of a goat, and it seemed to be older than Equestria himself. Very well, it will do. His eyes opened as he saw thrown bones, axes, and pieces of armor. No, resurrect them, said the silhouetted goat. But, master, just a minute to act, the hooded figure said before being blasted. I don't care about your well-being. Just resurrect them now, screamed the silhouetted goat. Yes, my master, said the hooded figure with a wave of his hand. The bones, axes, and pieces of armor began to glow. Slowly, bones came together. Muscles and skin grew back. The armor then came on, and finally the axes were restored. They're orcs, Darklaw asked. The orcs themselves were big, green, and ugly, and had fangs and teeth, armor on their arms and head. We're alive? One of them asked. Yes, you are. The orc then looked in complete shock at what he saw, but then immediately bowed. All the orcs bowed to the master. It is good to see you again, my master. Yes, it is. Now, to your mission, Darklaw shows them. The silhouetted goat said. Yes, my master. The hooded figure, now known as Darklaw, raised his hand again to open another portal. His face and voice showed that he was in incredible pain. The portal showed the entrance to the Everfree Forest. In that forest is great and powerful magic. I want you to find it and destroy it. Do not fail me, or else, the silhouetted goat commanded. Yes, sir, said all the orcs. Then they charged into the portal. Now, my revenge will finally begin, the silhouetted goat said with an evil smile. Unknown location. The 6 beams of light appeared, but then slowly beamed down, revealing the young six. Is something kind of new welcome? Said Solarstream. She now looked confused. Weren't we just at school? Sandalbar looked around. We were a few seconds ago. Okay, this is just weird. First, Silverstream crashes through a green Pegasus named Lightning Wing. Then strange lights come out of nowhere. I think we just been kidnapped, says Mulder. You got kidnapped? Oh no, what are you going to do? Osla said, sounding scared. Yak know what to do. Yakka's going to find kidnapper, and Yakka's going to smash them. Thank goodness Yona only speaks in the third person. Otherwise, I would be complaining about how this Fig continues to forget to use possessive pronouns. No, I don't think that is very wise, said a voice. Who's there? I'm warning you. I've phrased Shark Griffin talents, and I'm not afraid to use them, said Gallus. Yeah, and I have fire breath, so you don't want to be burned. You better show yourself, Smolder said. Of course, warrior. Smolder was confused. Warrior? Suddenly, a very large sword appeared, and then it stood on a sharp end by itself. Slowly, something, or someone, began to materialize. A creature that stood on not 4, but 2 legs. He was 6 feet tall, covered in some silver armor. Instead of hooves or claws or even talons, he had 5 flat-looking claws that lay atop of the sword handle. He wore a helmet that covered his head. The only part of his face was visible was his eyes, which were closed. He didn't open his eyes, which then went wide. You know, there is such a thing as shortening the dialogue. Welcome, warrior. What, chosen warrior with 6 children? Yeah, it's kind of a Power Ranger thing. Now, Yona smashes kidnapper, Yuna said, charging. Wait, I think there's been a mistake, he said before Yona smashed into him and sent him crashing to the wall, but then got up like the axe attack was nothing. Wow, you're strong for someone so young. No way, Sinbar said as he looked shocked. Never seen any creature chase off a yak charge before. Okay, Buster, we'll see how you like this, Smolder inhaled, to shot a big blast of fire breath. Before the fire cloud hit him, the creature held up his arm. The fire was stopped and put out while he closed his hand. Look, if you would please listen to... Listen to this, Smolder said while charging with Yona. The strange creature grabbed Smolder by the chest, pinning her arm to his sides. Then, before Yona could hit him again, he put his metal foot in front of her. And then when Yona hit it, she stopped dead in her tracks. Hey, freak, let Smolder go! Gallus said, flying to him, getting ready to attack with his already sharpened claws. Oh, for the love of Pete, he said, rolling his eyes. Then Yona and Smolder were thrown back, and their heads held up, and said, Massine Sniplos! Thus, a light blue shield appeared in front of Gallus. He hit face first, then slowly slid off of it like a bug on a windshield. Yow! Gallus said in pain. The strange creature's hand glowed, causing Gallus to glow as well. Then he was lifted and gently put on his back with his friends. Silverstream catches them in her arms. Gallus, you okay? She asked. Did anyone get the number of that shield? Gallus asked, sounding disoriented. It doesn't have a number, but the name of it is Mycenae Cypress, said the knight. I was being sarcastic, you freak. Smolder smirked. Okay, time for round two. Ready? Yuna is always ready. Wait, Gallus, don't do it! Silverstream said. Gallus got ready to attack again. Nobody hurts my friend, Asla said, while turning to a giant winged bug to a stinger. I didn't think we needed that picture, but thank you for showing me. Guys, I don't think he's going to hurt us. Stop! The knight held out his hand, and his voice echoed throughout the room. After that, it was that the young six were frozen in time, with Osius and Gallius in the air while flapping their wings. The strange creature took a deep breath after all that. Okay, now listen. I believe this whole thing is a misunderstanding. I understand you're scared. You're in an unknown place talking to a strange creature with amazing powers, and you've all been kidnapped. Now, maybe we can just cooperate. We can figure out how and why you got here. Because if I'm being honest, I have no idea. He said in a very calming voice. So, are we ready to talk? There was no answer. Oh, right, frozen time. With a wave of his hand, heads were free. And we're supposed to trust you. Why? Smolder asked. Maybe because he hasn't tried to attack us once, Sandobar pointed out. Sandbar makes 5 point, said Yona. Fine. Also sighed. Okay, I can talk. Whatever, Gallus said, rolling his eyes. Perfect, he said before snapping his fingers, causing Osius and Gallus to fall on top of the other young six. Ow, my tail, Silverstream said. Now, how exactly did you get here? Asked the knight. We were brought here by some weird lights. There were 6 lights! My apologies. Did you say weird lights? The knight said while his eyes widened again. Yeah, 1 second we were in the front of the School of Friendship, and then some weird lights came down, and poof, now we're here. So, the lights, did they look anything like those? The knight asked, pointing behind him. Looks like White Equestria? Sandobar asked, along with everyone else in the room was in shock. 6 swords were floating in the air. Then each sword floated in front of one of the members of the young six. This is too strange, Asla said. Back up, sword, or Yoda will smash you! The knight was shocked. That is true. You 6 are the chosen warriors? The fate of the world hands in your hands of children? Hold on, but you want some answers. What's going on here? Where are we? How did we get here? What's with the swords? And what do you mean by the fate of the world? And what are hands? Gallus asked, seeming very confused about the last question. Of course, you deserve that much. Now listen to me carefully, or what I'm about to tell you has never been told by another soul. Nice beginning. He basically told him the whole beginning of the narration of the story. Shame! I can't tell you where you are now. You were brought here by the swords of those 6 legendary knights. I am one of those legendary knights. My name is Johnson. No! Your name is now Metal Lord. No, I'm not going to call you Johnson. I've already had to deal with one fanfic that thought that it was being, unique with a normal human world name for one of its main characters. I'm not doing that again. No, your name is Metal Lord, and you're gonna like it! Johnson! Oh, your name is Metal Lord! Johnson! Oh! Johnson's a perfectly nice name. Oh! As for what our hands are, it is this thing. He said, pointing to his left hand. When he was finished, there was nothing but silence amongst the group. Wow, to handle all that much better than I thought, Metal Lord said to himself. Then the young six burst out into full laughter. That's what I thought, Metal Lord thought to himself.